Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Hey, seniors. I see y'all already in the room. Hey, Miss Barbara Berry, Miss Ernestine Jackson, Miss Minnie Robinson. How y'all doing? Miss Carolyn Hall. How are you? Look, we got a jam-packed show today. Hey, Miss Pat Williams. I see you. We got a jam-packed show today. But first of all, y'all check out these snazzy, jazzy shirts we got. I'm telling you, somebody made it for us, one of our board members, and we just want to give her a shout out and say thank you. We love the shirts. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. What we here for, Trudy?
All right, this show aims to educate, enlighten, entertain, and engage our seniors and their caregivers. Join us, guys,
live every Tuesday.
What time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and our agency website at www.ebrcoa.org.
Now look, today's quote is, there is no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. And still I rise, right?
I rise.
And that's from W.E.B. Du Bois,
Yes.
not Maya Angelou. How about that? Trudy? Who we got with us today?
Oh, gosh. We have Miss Allie Slater.
Slater? No. Sleater.
Yes. She's in
Sleater.
the house today with her guest, Miss Lisa Gray.
That's right. And
Welcome. And these ladies are from where?
they're from the farmers market.
Yes.
You know, those vouchers that y'all love to get, they're from the farmers market. We'll
Yes.
be talking with her shortly
Yes.
from the farmers market. Also today, in the house, we got our own Senator,
A good
Pro
old
Tem,
senator.
Regina Barrow,
Yes.
Ashford Barrow, the senator, the highest ranking senator in Baton Rouge. What? Because Cleo gone now. So she the highest ranking senator in Baton Rouge. And she'll be
Yes.
talking to us today about the amendments, the constitutional amendments, and the election that is forthcoming.
That's
and you
right.
know when Senator comes, she brings the truth
That's
and the
right.
light. So she's going to let us know what we're going to do. Also,
Who else we have, Tasha?
we have the former regional director, manager, man of all things Social Security, our
Yes.
former board member of 6 years, Mr. Rico Thomas. And guess what he's going to talk about today, seniors? He will be talking about everybody who getting their money dropped into their bank account. He's going to be talking about how you get it, if you get it, when you get it, and if you don't get it.
Oh, wow.
And then when you get it, we're going to talk about what to do with it.
Yes.
Because some of y'all already out here balling out of control, buying new cars.
We have to be
I saw
responsible.
somebody with a brand new scooter. So we're going to talk about how we make this money make sense
Yes,
for us.
right.
So look, call your friends. Call the people that go to the center with you. And we still got prizes. I see the phone lines are lit up. They're
Yes,
ringing.
already,
We're gonna take calls before the breaks so that we can make sure that our guests speak. We will be giving prizes. We got some stuff for y'all, so you got to pay attention. Write some notes down.
Yes.
All right. First and foremost, since we got can we just say Miss Allie?
Miss Allie.
Oh, yeah.
We got Miss Allie in the
Okay,
house.
welcome, Miss
Miss
Allie.
Allie. We're going to talk to Miss Allie about farmers market, how we get our vouchers, how come our vouchers went up, then they went down, and then they went up again. Because we've been doing this for about 13 years, and we've seen the price fluctuate, and you can explain that. So why don't you let us welcome you and tell us a little bit about
tell
yourself.
us about
Thank you.
yourself.
I'm so glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you.
So I'm the community engagement coordinator with Bretta. So we are a nonprofit organization that operates Red Stick Farmers Market.
Okay, now wait. What does BRETA mean? BRETA is an acronym for what?
Big River Economic and Agricultural Development Alliance.
We're going to go with BRETA.
Wow, Bretta.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah, it's way easier.
Okay. All right. And so what do you guys do?
So we operate the Red Stick Farmers Market. That is our biggest forward public-facing program, but we also do some food policy work with Snap Match, and then we also do some farm-to-school activities and other like community outreach.
And
things.
so the Red Stick Farmers Market, is it only downtown Baton Rouge, or where is it?
Oh no, we are on. It's coming back April 8th. We'll be at 4 different locations.
And where
so
are
we are
those?
always. On Thursdays, we are always from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Pennington Biomedical on Perkins Road.
Okay.
Saturday mornings, we are always downtown 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
They got some good honey down there.
Oh, yeah. All
I
kinds
love
of
the
good
honey.
stuff. Good milk, good produce, all of it.
Eggs.
Eggs, yeah,
They higher or
bread.
cheaper because eggs is high right now.
Yeah, it's honestly the same price as
Okay.
the store. So. And then coming back April 8th, we'll be over at the main library at Goodwood.
We like the library. So that's our friends.
Afternoon one, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And then starting April 16th, we will be at the ExxonMobil YMCA up on Howell Boulevard on Wednesday mornings from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Now, how does a senior, and we know because we have partnered with you guys, but for our audience, how do they get a voucher, and is there a waiting list? Because I've heard there's a waiting list.
So the voucher and the funding comes directly from the Louisiana Department of Ag and Forestry.
Right.
So we are on the end side of that.
I got it.
Their funding is limited. I'm not sure what their total amount is right now, but it is better to get your applications in with you guys at the Council on Aging first.
As soon as
possible. That's right.
As soon as possible.
So now, seniors, if you don't have your application, you need to go ahead and get it into your care manager, because it's going to be critically important that you get in it early so you don't not miss the vouchers. Hey, Miss Patrice and Joyce and Miss Janice and Miss Danisha, I saw you on here. Okay, and then, so what do you guys do as it relates to the seniors coming in forward?
So we have all of the farmers who accept those vouchers have to be certified through the Department of Ag to be able to accept them.
Okay.
And so since we're a farmer's market, we have a lot of farmers who come to one place. While there are roadside stands that you can go to at the farmer's market, you're going to find about 8 or 9 different vendors that you can spend those senior coupons at.
So what you're saying, it is not best to go to the roadside, because do they take the vouchers, the coupons too?
If they are in the directory that you get sent with the card, then you can go to any of them.
So they have cards now.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
And so you have to have your card when you come to the farmer's market?
You do. You have to have your card. On your application, there is a box that you can check if you still have yours from last year or not.
Okay.
But with that card, you bring it to the farmer's market. We have lots of produce, especially during high season in the summer. And then high season in the fall. Yeah, I see you got the card right here.
Oh, yeah.
I got the card. Let's show them the card, Perry. I got the card. And so this is all you need to take with you when you go to get your grocery?
That is all you need.
So it's like a debit card.
Pretty much, you take it directly to the farmer. They have a yellow sign, which I think you guys have seen the yellow. It says Farmers Market Certified Nutrition Program Vendor.
Okay.
And all of those vendors with that yellow sign accept that card. So you go straight to them. And we are still waiting. In the past, we have done some matching and given some extra token funds.
Right.
Oh, I remember. Is that how we went from 25 to 50?
So that was through the original funding.
Oh, wow.
So that was just an increase on the card. But we did a separate match through a program called Grow the Good.
Okay.
But that funding, we are still waiting to hear back on if there's going to be a match or not this year. So we will make sure we send you the information, because I think a lot of the seniors probably remember getting their tokens to go spend on meat and seafood.
Miss Wanda says, how do we get a card?
So the card, you have to come to your Council on Aging.
You got to come see us.
Come see us. Look, call one of our care managers at 225-923-8000.
And everybody knows Jonathan McGee, our super social worker. You can call Jonathan, and he can put you with one of the folks in his department.
That's right.
But you get your card by filling out your application, correct?
Correct. And the card will come in the mail, and it'll come with a directory of all the places that accept the card. This year, it is $30. That's what the funding's
It's $30? That's not bad.
$30. Okay.
So now, if I have $30 on the card that you send to me, and say my great daughter sends me another $30, can I load $30 more on here?
You cannot load it onto the card. Whatever's on that card, you could spend it off of that card. You might need some, at our markets, you'll need like your zip code and your whatever's attached to it. But yeah, you can come spend it for someone else. If someone sends you to go get their groceries, you can go spend it for them.
Now, Allie, how long is the application process, and how long does it take for us to go ahead and spend? Once we get that card, we automatically spend, or is there a time frame?
So the funds on the card run from June 1st until November 30th.
Okay.
But I recommend coming earlier rather than later once you have those funds, because once November hits, everybody's trying to spend those cards, and anyone who comes later in the year probably remembers waiting in long lines and then produce being picked over. So you definitely want to come in the summer when there's tomatoes and cucumbers and squash.
And watermelon.
And watermelon.
Yeah, that good watermelon down is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Doris Sanford says she loves Miss Lena Farms honey. Somebody Miss Lena
Yes,
$400.
hers is delicious.
I think I've had that. You have some at home? I have to get me some. Is there an income requirement? Kevin Gaines wants to know, is there an income requirement?
There is. I believe it's 185% of the poverty level, and then it's ages 60 and older. So
60
I believe
older.
those are the 2 requirements.
Okay. But look, fill out your application anyway. And one thing about it, our social workers know how to make sure that they help and assist you to make sure you get a card.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, we really have enjoyed you. You have anything you want to say to the seniors? Anything you want to add?
We are also rolling out some programming with free nutrition education classes for SNAP eligible individuals or any who live in the food insecure zip code. We do match up to $50 per, or up to $40, sorry,
of their SNAP benefits.
SNAP benefits, and that is year round. So you can come to our markets for that. And
then, and how do they do that? How do they contact you all for that?
They just show up with their SNAP card.
Show up with your SNAP card.
Farmers Market and come to our booth. Just look for the Red Stick Farmers Market info booth.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
We got a nice yellow tent.
So then I'm clear. If you're a senior and you receive a SNAP benefit, or food stamps, no matter how much it is, you guys will match the amount that they have up to $50.
Up to $40.
Up to $40.
That's
good to know.
That is per market.
Per market.
And that we operate about 130 markets a year. So
so they can go multiple times.
Per year or per week. Yep.
Per week.
You can't get it. You can only get it matched once per market. But you could come to our Tuesday market, our Wednesday market, our Thursday market, and our Saturday market.
So that's 3 matches or 4 matches. Wow. Hey, that's good. That's awesome. Good. I'm gonna have Jonathan, my director of social workers, to reach out to you so that you can further explain that program to him, because I'm sure we have plenty of seniors that could benefit from that.
Especially because of the grocery costs. Everything's so high.
Yeah, everything's so high, right?
That's great.
It really helps stretch your dollar on all of our everything at our market comes from Louisiana too. So it's all producer Louisiana produce. It's healthier, fresher, it's more flavorful.
That's great.
It's way better quality.
Because right now these seniors around here making eggless cornbread, and it's not very good. So we need to get some eggs in our
get some from Farm Fresh Eggs.
Well, we appreciate you coming. Thank you for taking the time. We'd love to have you back maybe later on during the course of the market, and maybe we can bring some watermelon in here or something and sample it, huh?
We love that.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Perry, we're going to go to our first break and get ready for our next guest, and then we'll field some calls when our next guest comes on. Thank you so much, Allie. Thank you, seniors, for participating and engaging. If you have questions, you can call the main office and ask for the information in the assistance department, or as we like to say, INA. Ask for a care manager about getting you your Louisiana Farmers Market nutrition program card so you can get your voucher, because it's time to get the fresh fruit and vegetables. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you.
Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors.
back on. Welcome back to the Lotus Zone. Hey, seniors, we so excited. First of all, I got my guy in here, my dude, my boy, Mr. Rico Thomas, the former Social Security Regional Director Administrator. I don't know, he had a long title, but he all things Social Security. And it's a good time for us to answer the questions that y'all been calling into us that we don't know. If you have questions and you watching us on Facebook, YouTube, the website, go ahead and put your questions up now, and I'm going to do my best to read them. But we're going to talk about this Social Security. So, Mr. Thomas, welcome. Thank you for being on the show with us. Big dog, we appreciate you.
Thank y'all for having me. Listen, I want to talk a little bit about Social Security.
Okay.
And basically what's going on is the Social Security Fairness Act. The Social Security Fairness Act is comprised of allowing individuals who is receiving state, teachers, municipality, parish retirement to receive their full Social Security, whether it's for them, from their record, or from their spouse's record.
Well, let me ask you this. Why they didn't get it in the first place?
Was back in the 1980s, Social Security asked the state of Louisiana would they like to be a part of the Social Security system.
Okay.
And the legislation said that they retirement system was stronger than Social Security. So the state government elected not to be a part of Social Security. So the federal government said, hey, if you don't come on now, you'll never be able to come on.
Got it.
So from that moment on, the state paid into their retirement system, and other organizations paid into Social Security.
Okay.
So now, for those individuals who paid into Social Security but didn't retire from those organizations and then decided to work for the state, a school board, or a parish government, or city government, they retired with their benefits.
Right.
But if they did have enough quarters, based on this new law, they will be able to get their money from Social Security.
So that's called back pay.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So this law went into effect January 2024.
All right, seniors, you're getting the info.
Those individuals would be entitled back to January 2024. I'm asking all the listeners or viewers, if you currently have a Social Security record, you want to make sure your address and bank account is updated.
How you do that?
Basically call 1-800
772
1213.
1213. Ladies, put that up.
And that's the Social Security National Line that's open from 7 a.m. Central Standard to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And what kind of information you have to have when you call them?
When you call, you want to have your Social Security number. And or your deceased spouse or your spouse's Social Security number.
Because you could get theirs too.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I thought you didn't get nothing but $225. What's that for?
It's $200.
That's a death benefit.
Look, $255.
What is that? $255?
Yeah, that's the death benefit that's been in existence forever, which needs to be increased. It's obsolete. However, if you are eligible for that $255 lump sum death payment.
So anybody that gets Social Security or paid into the system and you pass, your family get $255?
Not your family, will be your spouse.
Your spouse.
Or a child that's less than 18 years old.
Okay.
So it's some criteria that you need to meet before you get the $255.
Got it.
Now, Mr. Thomas, is that the only way to contact Social Security? Can you make an appointment and go into the office, or can you do the website?
Yes, you can do the website, and you can call the office, or you can go to the office. There's 2 offices in the Greater Baton Rouge area. One is on Hardin Boulevard, and the other one is off of Bankers Avenue.
Okay.
That one stay full on Bankers.
And you could
That's
also,
where your office was, wasn't it?
I was on Bankers Avenue.
Bankers,
Right.
Okay.
What you want to do, though, is you want to use the website, which is www.socialsecurity.gov.
Socialsecurity.gov.
Right. When you go to that website, you want to create an account.
Okay.
By you creating an account, it will show you the quarters that you've paid into the system, how much you'll be entitled to at 62, a disability.
Okay.
It gives you a wide variety of information. In addition to that, you can update your address and direct deposit information online.
Oh, wow.
So Miss Sandra Jones says, what system is being used to give back the money? Because some has gotten theirs and some didn't. And then Miss Pat Williams want to know what you have to do to be eligible.
Okay, I'm going to take the last question first.
Okay.
What you have to be eligible either you or your spouse have to have paid enough quarters into the system to be eligible. Quarters is you have to have 40.
40?
That equates to
40 quarters.
Yeah,
40 quarters.
it's 4 quarters in a year
Okay.
times 10.
So you got to be paid 10 years.
10 years of work
Okay.
in order to be eligible with 40 quarters.
Oh, okay.
The second part of that is the first question was how does the individual get paid and how is it calculated, et cetera.
Right.
Right.
Okay, basically that benefit, your benefit from Social Security is based on the amount the wage earner paid into the system. Social
Right.
Security will apply a 6.2% tax on your annual earnings to determine what your disability amount will be. Now, what's the difference between folks getting their money now and getting their money later?
And why some getting it and why some not?
Some people have never applied for those benefits.
Got it.
And because they found out about this new law, they were able to set up an appointment, go to the office, and their benefits were triggered or were adjudicated right then and there, and they
Right.
were able to get their check within the next 5 to 7 business days.
Oh, wow.
For those individuals who were entitled in the past and their records were terminated, they have to resurrect those records
Got it.
manually in order for those
Manually.
payments to be dispersed. So it's 2 ways. It's one that's done manually, which is going to take a little time, unfortunately. Have to be patient with that. And
Right.
for those who went in that's never filed, those cases are easier to process, and those are processed automatically.
Senior got a $14,000 deposit.
Wow.
Then I know another senior didn't get $500. Can you explain to us? So when they go back to the senior center tomorrow and start this talking again, can you explain to us why some got a lot and why some got very little?
All right, I'm going to put this in layman terms, and I'm going to be brief.
Make it
Okay.
easy.
Those folks that may have received $14,000,
Yeah.
that means that those individuals were high wage earners. Those people made a lot of money and
Got
paid
it.
a lot in Social Security
Oh.
tax.
Okay.
For those individuals that may get $500 or $1,000, between $14,000, $3,000, $5,000, that's based on the amount of taxes that was taken out of their earnings, whether they
Got
were
it.
high wage earners or low wage earners.
So
Wow.
now what is the name of this money? Because
This
they
is-
asking me what's the name of
This
it.
is the Social Security. Let me see what the name of it is. Social Security. It's the Social Security Act that
Social Security Act.
that basically wronged the right.
It's
right
right,
and
and wrong.
wrong.
It's right and
Right,
wrong.
right and
Because they
wrong.
wronged us and now
so
they right.
so basically, they said years ago, if you receiving a state pension or a city parish pension, you're not entitled to Social Security.
Right.
So with this new law, is basically saying, even if you're receiving a state or parish retirement,
Right.
based on the quarters that you paid in Social Security, you're entitled to it.
And then once you get the deposit, will your monthly pay increase?
Yes, it could be.
Oh, you could get more in the month.
It could be increased based on if you're still working and
Ah.
paying in the Social Security.
Right.
Social Security is
wow.
determined by your highest 35 years of earnings.
Yeah.
And if you work and earn more than any year in those 35 years, your benefit amount will be increased based on your highest 35.
Miss Joyce Grant says it's called the Windfall Act. And what if your spouse passed away? Can you still get their windfall?
Absolutely. It's 2 different things going on, 2 different laws.
Okay.
They got the windfall elimination provision. That's the Windfall Act.
Okay.
That is for the individual wage earners. That is for those individuals who worked and paid into Social Security and later on become entitled to Social Security along with a retirement from an agency that did not pay into Social Security. Then
Got
they
it.
have the government pension offset,
Okay.
GPO. That is for the spouses
For the
of
spouses.
those individuals who paid into Social Security.
So you mean I can get Adam's Social Security and mine? Does
Well,
he have to be dead?
You can get a combination, but it will be paid off of one record,
Oh, got
and
it.
it depends on how much your earnings were versus his.
Oh,
And
I better try to get my own money.
whichever one yields the higher benefit, that's the record would yield the higher payment.
All
for it.
right, Mr.
Okay,
Thomas, what
all
we gonna
right.
do next? We're gonna take, because these things is blowing this phone up.
And they're asking a lot
So
of
they
questions
answering a lot of
online.
questions online, but I
Yes.
also have some on the telephone. So we're gonna take a few of these calls. So and let's see what they're talking about. Go ahead, True.
They can call the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and our special guest, Rico. That's not answered.
All right, we're going to try it again.
Yeah, we'll try it again.
And it's the Social Security Fairness Act.
Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and our special guest, Rico Thomas. Who am I speaking with?
All right, the phones went to tripping. Okay, we'll come back to y'all.
Come back.
Trudy, you cut your phones off. Anyway, all right, look, so somebody's asking what happens if the spouse passed away. Can they get the benefits too?
Absolutely. With the spouse passing away, again, it depends on which benefit record yields the higher payment. That could be you, the wage earner, or your deceased spouse. My suggestion to you is call 1-800-772-1213. Have your Social Security number available along with your deceased spouse so they can make a determination whether your record yields the higher benefit or his record.
All right, let's take a call.
Hey, Miss Frances Johnson, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. You have a question for Mr. Thomas?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Is this benefit, this Social Security, is only for people that work for the state?
Yes, this is only individuals who retired from the state, city, parish, municipalities, and teachers.
Okay.
Oh man, they just cut me out too.
Yeah.
Oh man, Miss Johnson. But look, Miss Johnson, how about this? You might not got that Social Security deposit, but do you have an air fryer? You got an air fryer, Miss Francis?
Yeah, I do.
You got one. Do you have a Ring doorbell? Or how about the smart Wi-Fi light bulbs?
No.
All right.
We got you some light bulbs.
Yeah.
We can't get you no Social Security deposit. And if it make you feel better, I didn't get one neither.
Can I
That's
get
okay.
one?
I appreciate whatever y'all give me.
Well, thank
All
you,
right, thank you, Miss Francis. We appreciate you for calling. Miss Francis, that's the president of our advisory board right there.
Let's take another call. Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and our special guest, Mr. Thomas. Who are we speaking with?
Sharon O'Connor from the Lotus Center.
Hi, Miss O'Connor. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing fine. You have a question for Mr. Thomas?
Yes, I do. I worked for the school system, and they didn't take out Social Security until later on, till I got time to retire. So it meant I did not reach 40 quarters. But my husband may have reached 40 quarters. So would I be eligible?
Okay.
Good question.
So that's an excellent question. So you didn't have enough quarters, but your husband may have. So what you want to do is you want to contact the Social Security office with your Social Security number along with his Social Security number at 1-800-772-1213 and let them know the situation that you don't have enough.
Okay. Well, thank you, because
You're welcome.
I was wondering how could I get if they never offered it to us when I first started teaching.
Right. And that's because the state of Louisiana decided back in the 80s that they didn't want to be a part of Social Security. So they decided to pay into their own retirement system, which pretty much put the Louisianians, the ones that work for teachers and school board, in a position where they weren't eligible for Social Security.
So by the time I retired, I didn't have enough quarters. I never worked any other job other than teaching.
That's correct. That's correct.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for calling, Miss O'Connor. We appreciate you. And listen, if you can't get to Social Security, you could call me, and I'm going to give you Rico number, 1-800-RICO Thomas. And he gonna call you. He going to be like, now, look, but I'll get you in touch with him on the low, okay? Yeah, thank you so much.
Really call, too.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take one more
call,
and then we're going to break.
Okay. Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and Mr. Thomas. Who are we speaking with?
Yes, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Daisy for just not on.
Can you turn your volume down?
Yes.
Yes. We have a little echo. Okay. There you go. Now, who are we speaking with?
Daisy Provost.
Oh, Miss Provost. How you doing, Miss Provost? Do you have a question for Mr. Rico?
No, the only thing about it, I don't qualify for it. I didn't work for the state of school board.
Oh. Okay.
So
I'm sorry.
We're so sorry.
Yeah.
If it's any consolation, we don't
We'll
get. We
get
probably
it.
won't ever get it. But we do have. We got something for you. What is that?
This is a Bath and Body Works air freshener. You plug it in, the wildflowers. And the fragrance is lavender vanilla. And
okay.
it's purple.
And we got it for you. And you can pick it up at the Lotus Zone, at the Lotus Center tomorrow after 12. Okay.
All right.
Thank you for your call, Miss Provost.
All right.
Okay then.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, look, Mr. Thomas, you really gave us some great information. We're gonna go to break, and then we're gonna pick you up in the next segment and ask a few more questions. Okay?
All right.
All
Thank
right.
y'all so much.
Okay.
All right, seniors. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
This is a great beginning for a new life for yourself.
It brings you almost back to your childhood, and you find out that, hey, I've gotten this age and I can still do this.
So when they come to our agency, they're going to get a hot meal, they're going to get great hospitality from us.
Council on Aging can help you.
It's a place to go. You're going to meet a lot of friends.
You're getting out of the house, you're being able to socialize.
Give it a chance. Give yourself a chance.
It just give me a new life.
And my son, he just wanted me in a center somewhere. It's great to see this kind of housing for seniors. We have our own privacy. We have our own little place to come to and relax. Everything is great. All of that is provided by the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging, and I truly appreciate that.
Serving seniors. Council on Aging.
You know, years ago, this just didn't happen. Seniors didn't have any place to go.
It's a place to go. You're going to meet a lot of friends, and they'll be surprised what you have in common with these people.
And one thing you can do is you're getting out of the house, you're being able to socialize, you know.
They got a lot of activities. I met a lot of people. I gained some friends.
It brings you almost back to your childhood.
Give it a chance. Give yourself a chance.
Council on Aging.
We provide frozen meals for the homebound seniors. They are prepared with love.
When I come and get their meals together, go and deliver them, and when they meet me at the door, you know, to see the smiles that come on their face, that makes my day.
It's really helped me because I can't prepare the food and Sharon brings it to me and I just heat it up, and that's what's so good about it.
Serving seniors. Council on Aging.
I'm hearing music. Welcome back to the Lotus Zone, and we jamming in our headphones. We back home.
Yes. Welcome back, seniors.
You got music in yours? I think it's my glasses. Look, seniors, we are back. We are back. And listen, it's some great questions on Facebook and YouTube. Look, we're going to ask some questions at the end of the day, and Senator Barrow is going to give out the rest of the prizes. So here's a question. The young lady asked, she said, Miss Melba Moyer said she worked for the school system for 33 years. Can she get a payment, Mr. Thomas?
The only way you will be able to get a payment if you work for 33 years and did not pay into Social Security is if your spouse worked and paid into Social Security. You could be eligible off your spouse's record.
All right.
But you wouldn't be eligible on your own because you didn't pay any quarters into it.
33 years she worked and she can't get Social Security.
Right.
Wow.
Absolutely. Wow. She would have had to have paid into Social Security.
Wow.
So let me ask you this. And then the other lady said, due to health issues, she became disabled at 54. So I was awarded SSDI. My question is, by the grace of God, when I turned 65, will my benefits increase due to the age? Good question.
Once you receive Social Security disability, that's the maximum amount you can receive.
Even if it's later in life?
Even if it's later in life, because basically the amount of money that you earned and paid into Social Security, they assume that you wouldn't be able to work again, so they maximize your benefit based on what you paid into the system at 54.
That's for you, Miss Callie.
And at 65, your type of claim would just change classification from disability to retirement.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what I think we're going to have to do? I think we're going to have you back again.
Yes.
Now, we know
phones
you
are
retired.
blowing
The
up.
phones are blowing up to the point where we can't even answer them.
Yes.
And we know that you're retired. And we going to ask you to commit a little time to come check us out. We on every Tuesday, maybe every other Tuesday for a little period. You could come by and swing by and give us some Social Security tidbits. Because let me tell you something. Our population of folks, they really need the information and education so they can make wise decisions, right? Because once you get that lump sum reimbursement, you're not getting another big payment like that, are you?
No, you're going to start getting a monthly payment.
A monthly payment.
Right, absolutely.
Increase to what you already get?
No, basically, that retroactivity was a one-time payment, retro back to January 2024.
From whenever?
Right. So you're going to get a monthly payment.
Okay.
Every month. Ongoing.
You're going to get a monthly payment.
So this was just a back payment from January 2024. So starting in April, you should start getting a monthly check from here on out.
Wow. So Miss Joyce wants to know, is there a qualifying age?
For Social Security, you have to be at least 62 years old.
Okay.
At least 62
All right.
in order to be eligible for Social
But
Security.
when you take your money at 62, don't you get a penalty?
No. You only get a penalty if you try to continue to work to earn over the allowable
amount.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So I still can work part-time and still get Social Security?
Absolutely. As long as it doesn't exceed, I think for this year's $16,000 gross threshold.
Okay. Miss Wanda Hayes said, thank you so much, sir, for answering my question, and just go on and enjoy your retirement.
And yes, Miss Paris, this is about the Social Security Fairness Act.
This is about the Social Security Fairness Act.
And you know what, Tasha? In light of what you're saying, maybe instead of doing the radio, since we push for time, maybe we can do a seminar.
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
Idea.
Where we can set aside an hour or two just for the seniors to actually.
I love that. We'll get it scheduled up. We're going to have to do a couple of them because we got 22 locations.
And that's fine.
All right.
And, whatever we need to do to get this message across, we can do
okay, because it's a lot of confusion, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of confusion.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you. We appreciate you for taking your time.
All that great knowledge.
And, and just because we retired don't mean we stop helping our community, right? And so we want to thank you for giving back to this community. Anytime we call for you, we really, really appreciate you. And we'll be looking forward to putting that seminar together.
Absolutely. Anytime you call, I'm coming.
I appreciate that. All right.
You are.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. We're going to go to break, and we're going to bring our Senator on Perry so that she can get this retirement money. And Senator Barrow will be giving away some more prizes and gifts. And you all are asking some wonderful questions. Thank y'all for being tuned in. We see you on YouTube. We see you on Facebook. And we know you're on the website. And it's great because all this is for you all. And
Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors.
right. We are back.
Welcome
we
back,
are
seniors.
back, and we are so excited. Let me tell you something. We extended our show so that we could spend as much possible time that we could with our great senator. We got the great senator of the state of Louisiana. It's almost like she the president of senators.
Yes.
Right? She the president of senators.
Our good old celebrity.
A celebrity senator. She been all over the country, but she came here to talk to little bitty old us, and we want to thank you and welcome Senator Regina Ashford Barrow, our pro tem. Let's not forget that she is the pro tem highest ranking senator for women, highest ranking senator for the delegate of Baton Rouge, and we just want to thank you for coming in to talk to us. And we want to talk about everything, all things amendments, but we also might want to talk a little bit of Louisiana politics and what's coming up in this upcoming session. Welcome, Senator Barrow. Speak to the seniors because they are already talking to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you first of all for having me today.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am.
I really appreciate you guys. And look, you talk about all these things. I only achieved and got where I am today because of the people who have stood with me.
That's right.
Behind me, in front of me, and the shoulders that I stand on.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me tell you something. I never take that for granted. Just got back from Selma.
How was that, Senator? How was that?
So this was the first time I actually walked across the bridge.
Okay.
I've been there several
right.
times.
Okay.
One time I went, it was so hot, I felt like I was about to pass out.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a lot of people. I don't like a lot of big crowds.
Me either, Senator.
So,
what was
but this year,
that feeling, what was it? How did it feel?
You can't put it into words.
Wow.
You have to experience it.
I always said I wanted to go.
You need to go.
But I don't want to fall out trying to cross that bridge. I understand it's 6 miles or something like that.
Oh, no.
It wasn't that long?
Oh, no.
All right.
The bridge is actually really short.
Oh, the bridge is short?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. It's a very short walk. The only thing is normally there are a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the weather was, while it had been raining, it was somewhat cool, but it wasn't too cold.
It wasn't too cold.
So it was comfortable. And watching seniors, watching children, watching different organizations go across, singing a chant, and then when I saw the movie Selma, it all became so surreal.
Right.
And so what I'm encouraged about is what your mom told me.
What'd she tell you?
Your mom told me a long time ago.
Okay.
Because I told her I felt like I was getting tired.
Uh-huh.
She said, you can get tired, but you can't give up.
That's it. That's it. Good. Oh, she tells me that all the time.
And
you know what else she says?
Here before. We've been
here
before. So the country is in an uproar about what we see happening. But let me tell you something. This is not new.
It's not new. It's from the old playbook.
That's right.
My mama always tells me, too, there's no rest for the weary. So don't get tired.
Don't get tired.
Hashtag
and there is
don't
no
get
rest.
tired.
Don't get tired.
Hashtag don't get tired.
Don't get tired. Our children are dependent on us.
That's
we have
right.
a duty and a responsibility.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And so,
yes, ma'am.
We ready to go.
We ready to go, huh?
Yes.
And we gonna stay in this fighting posture for the next 4 years. You believe? Yes. Barbara Barry says, Senator Barry, you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And Miss Ernestine Jackson said, hello, Senator. We got Miss Josephine Allen Oubre said, thank you for taking the time to speak to us, Senator. These seniors are so excited. Miss Mary Washington is on. They so excited that you're here. And Senator, we on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram.
I don't know
you
where
wave. That's your camera right there. Just wave right there.
On the website.
I love you. I love you back.
All right, Senator. Now, before they start asking you what's the next trip you're going to do for them, because you know that's coming.
Oh, yes.
Just so you know, that's coming before the day's end. Let's get into these amendments.
Yes.
What they are, and you know, you in a position where you can say and do some things that I can't, and I'm gonna allow you to do that, and let us know what they mean and why we need to go vote for this. Because you know, a lot of times folks sit back on amendments, on constitutional elections, and let's discuss those.
Number one, we cannot stay home.
That's it.
Right.
We need everybody to go out and vote. We need you to have a phone line, a phone system where you are calling, reminding everybody to go vote.
Right.
Early voting has already started.
It's already
Many
began.
folks have already received their mail-in ballots.
And they need to be filling it out, right?
Right, and sending them back in, making sure that they get back in on time.
On time.
And the way that they ask you to fill it out, because they use that as a way of discrediting
it.
and throwing away the ballot.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to follow the instructions now.
Follow the instructions specifically, and if you make an error, call me so I can call them so you get another one. Do not accept that as being that you cannot vote.
Okay.
Because that happens to people
That's
too.
important.
Yeah.
Yes. So don't do that. But we need everybody to go vote. These amendments are extremely important. So I'm gonna do it like this: 1, 3, and 4.
Okay.
First, because all of those kind of deal with the judiciary or judicial part.
Okay.
So amendment number 1 has 2 major components. One, it will allow the creation of specialty courts. That really is no big deal per se. But, I mean, we have over 68 specialty courts.
Why we need so many?
That is the question.
Okay.
Because we already have over 68. And as I understand it, this will only allow for maybe perhaps this is the example that has been used for civil matters.
Civil matters.
Kind of create a court for civil matters. We
already have that, right? So we already got a civil court and a criminal court. And,
yes.
And so is this just extra work for something unnecessary?
It's definitely gonna be extra work, and it's gonna be an extra expense.
To who? To the taxpayers.
Because you have to create the infrastructure, right?
Right.
For the people who have to do the work.
Okay.
So that's one part of it. The other part of it is actually allowing the Supreme Court to actually discipline out-of-state attorneys.
Out-of-state attorneys?
Out-of-state?
We can't keep up with the ones we got in the state, huh? Okay, why is that important, Senator?
So it's my understanding that this may have came about because of a situation that happened with an attorney or a firm out of Texas.
Okay.
And this was actually during the hurricane. So I don't know all the specifics of the case, but I don't know if the attorneys were absolutely wrong in terms of fighting for the needs of the people who were in the state who were needing. The Louisiana Attorney Disciplinary Board does that.
Okay.
So we want to take it from there because there is discipline that happens.
Right.
So why I don't see why we need to do that.
And do we need to create a law to give at one attorney or what?
Why we just came on our business and let the other people deal with it?
Okay.
That is what I think should. I think it's already set up like that, right? So
really?
It's already set up so that it could do that.
Right.
So
okay.
I don't. I'm trying to understand the rationale, but these are the examples that were used.
All right.
And some information that in my research that I learned.
Okay.
Amendment number. So I'm gonna do three before 2.
Okay.
This is not.
So the first one we did was
amendment number 1, which dealt with the creation of specialty courts.
Specialty courts.
And
okay.
And we already have 68.
We already have 68. So we don't want 69.
Yeah. Okay. and let me tell you,
okay.
I mean, we have the reentry court, DWI court, they have some, relevance, right?
Right.
But to create a court that deals with civil matters when we already have a court that deals with civil matters, because I just want to deal with companies that do concrete.
Right. It's a duplicate.
Yeah.
It's redundant.
And again, it's going to cost additional funding to set up that court system because you need the infrastructure to get the work done.
Right. Okay.
And then it would take away the discretion from the Louisiana Attorney Disciplinary Board to discipline out-of-state attorneys.
All right.
It's already in place.
All right. All right. And so that's 1 and 2 then was...
No, that's 1.
That's just 1.
Oh, I got to give you 2. 2 is loaded.
2 is loaded. So the next one we're going to talk about...
amendment number 4.
Amendment number 4.
We have 7 Supreme Court justices, right?
Right.
And this bill will only allow for the governor... It would allow for the governor to call special elections. In the event that one of the judges or one of the justices step down.
One of the 7?
One of the 7.
So the other 6 can't vote?
So it's almost like, we have elections often enough in that state.
We
that they could jump on, right?
Right. That within 12 months, because it says within a 12-month period of time.
Right.
And one of the reasons why that they have used as a justification, and I need to say this so that people know this.
Okay.
Because we've gone to a closed primary system.
Right.
For the Supreme Court justices.
Right.
For Congress, for BESI, and for PSC, Public Service Commission. Which means that you have to vote in your party.
Okay.
In order to be able to vote.
Right.
So because of that, they are using that as a reason why we may need the governor to appoint a special election in the event that one of the justices for whatever reason, steps down, quit, whatever.
Well, let me just ask a question on this one, because I think I've worked for 3 governors too. Mike Foster, both of his administrations, and Blanco. They didn't get to appoint anybody, and neither did John Bell. So why are we changing the game and the rules now? Why is that beneficial to us to give this governor authority to call special elections, and the governors before him didn't have that authority? Yeah. Why is it necessary?
I think I would answer that question like this, because in the past, how many of those justices actually really totally resigned or left the bench during that time?
Yeah.
So why is it necessary to have at all? We only have 7.
Right.
And the fact of the matter of calling it within a 12-month period.
Yeah.
We're going to have elections within, I guarantee
months.
you.
Right.
There's going to be an election within a 12-month period in this state. I still don't understand the relevance and the importance of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me say it like this. I don't understand the necessity.
Of that. Yeah. Why is it necessary?
Yeah. Because we know that every election costs, right?
Every election costs a lot.
So why would we call a special election for just this
particular
thing?
Seat.
Just this one seat.
But not the others.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was number 4.
That's number 4, guys. I'm sorry that I'm not doing them in order, but I'm kind of doing all of them in order. All of them are extremely important. So don't get it wrong. All of them are important, but as we kind of get closer to those,
so we've done just because somebody said what was 3, but we've only done 1 and 4. Okay, we jumping around. Okay, so that was 1 and 4. All right.
Now I'm getting ready to do 3.
Now we're gonna do 3.
I have been adamantly opposed to.
Adamantly, not just regularly opposed, but adamantly opposed. That's extra opposed. Okay. And what's that one?
I was the only one on this committee when this bill came through.
All right.
I was the only Democrat.
Okay.
On this committee, and this bill will actually allow young people to be charged as adults. So right now we know that we reversed it.
Right.
That now 17-year-olds can be charged as adults. And they have a list of crimes enumerated in terms of which they can be charged for.
Okay.
But in the law, right now,
it already says that
14 to 16-year-olds can be charged, and it can be based upon what the DA decides and the judge.
So 14 and 16-year-olds can already be charged as adults, depending on the crime and what the DA says, right?
Yes. Oh, wow.
So what's this law for?
This bill will allow the legislature,
who's not judges.
Thank you. We are the legislative branch of government.
Right. And you're not the executive branch, and you're not the judicial branch, right?
To decide what age, and they're saying, well, it's not going to go below the age of 14 because the children code. I say, who writes and sets the children code?
Yeah. Right.
Wow. So there is nothing that prohibits it from being changed to go lower.
Okay. Right. So lower than 14.
Lower than 14.
Because there have been instances where children 9 have been charged, right?
The crime that they have committed could warrant that they be charged as an adult.
Right. Got it.
So there is nothing that prohibits the legislature,
right,
by 2/3 votes, to be able to change the age by which a child could be charged. They can change. The children code is ran by the legislature.
It's written by y'all. It's written by the legislature.
We appoint the people who serve. Okay.
You appoint the people who serve for the children code.
Yes. So that has not given me any level of comfort. They'll say, well, it requires 2/3 vote. That doesn't give me any level of comfort.
Because will the legislature discuss, for instance, what the child did, what the circumstances are, what his mental state, all of that before you say, okay, no. You okay.
As the chair of the Select Committee on Women and Children, and some of the barbaric stories I've heard that children have gone through.
Right.
And we know most of those children don't get the proper resources,
right,
or care,
right,
or mental health support.
Right.
They help them become responsible adults. Not that their behavior or what crime they committed need to be justified, but there are some things that happen.
Right.
And we have failed them, and now we want to continue to fail. We want to perpetuate
the failure.
Yeah.
Right.
Those things really bother me.
Yeah.
And when we are looking at now charging children as adults, there's a case right now that I'm very familiar with where I believe these children are being molested by their natural father.
By their natural father.
Wow.
And it's been a hard process trying to get these children into a safe environment.
Right.
What do you think is going to be meant to be the mental state of these children starting at the age of 2 and 4 that are now 4 and 6?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're going to be jacked up, Senator.
Oh, yeah. Need some
but
counseling.
we have failed them already.
Sure.
Right.
And now if they go out and steal, and there's nothing that is going, so what's even worse is that the crimes, so in the Constitution, those crimes are listed. They will not be listed.
On this bill, we'll decide.
We'll decide. The legislature will decide what the crimes are.
Wow.
So when did the legislature decide they wanted to be the judicial branch? And if so, why not just run to be a judge?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I think that's one that should go to the author of the bill. But,
because I believe that the Constitution was made and the government was made to have a separation of duties and powers so that one can oversee the other so we can have a check and balance system, right?
There you go. You have just nailed.
I went to Southern University Laboratory High School and they taught us how government is made.
I thought you were getting ready to say these Southern University. But I know that she is what?
Florida A&M Rattler. Florida A&M Rattler. But yes, I did go to the Mighty Lab.
Yeah, but that's you're absolutely that's it, and that's why they put this in the Constitution,
right?
Because they knew they could see down the line that they first of all, children, especially male children, the development of the brain is not complete until they are in their 20s.
Right.
So I mean, there's so much to feed into all of these different factions, and when we have not studied this as legislators, right?
Right.
Judges tend to have more information as it relates to this, as such as DAs, right?
Right.
Then they are the ones to properly assess. For us to come in and totally take that out of statute is a problem. And then the next thing I want to say is the resources.
Right.
Yeah.
Families who have more resources, better resources, may be able to skirt around, get around their child being charged as an adult. But those who do not will not be able to. And then you will see children who may go to jail for sometimes simple. It could be a simple crime because they have not been outlined,
right?
And serve the rest of their life. First of all, we'll put them in with adults, and they're gonna be jacked up for the rest of their life,
right?
If they ever get out.
Because if we know, if history tells us anything, is there is very little rehabilitation that's being done in the prison system. Right. It's not what it's designed for, right? And so that's why when people come out, it's like they were where they were when they went in, because they haven't gotten all the proper stuff that they need.
Most of the time, they're worse.
They're worse
because they have to learn how to survive. And that's one of the things that I am really pushing with, even with our OJJ system, and that's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
Because we owe these children an opportunity to be able to thrive and to grow.
That's right.
I agree.
That's right. Okay, so we're on number 3. So number 3 is we're not putting no little kids in jail. That's the best way I can do it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yes. I mean, that's probably the best way to put it, because that's what this bill is.
Now, Senator, I'm just telling you, I'm from the old school. Now, I ain't opposed to no good butt whooping with a belt. Now, I know they say that's not legal, but look, I turned out all right.
Let me tell you something. Somebody was talking about that the other day, and I told myself, let me tell you something. I am old school.
Yeah.
I do believe in punishing, but that's a way that you correct.
That's right.
And that's the Bible says, spare not the rod.
That's
so
right.
I believe in whipping.
Yes.
That's right.
That's what I believe in.
Yeah,
I'm really old school. But
that's
I don't
right.
believe in abuse.
Most definitely.
And I do not believe in our children
right.
suffering. I can stay on this topic forever, y'all, because I'm telling you, the stories that I have heard will bring you to your knees.
Right. All right, we're gonna go to which number?
Number 2.
Number 2. That's the big one.
We've done 1,
We've
4,
done and 3.
And number 2 is loaded. Number
2 is locked and loaded.
And loaded.
All right.
It was 115 pages.
It's 115 pages.
The bill. It's 115 pages.
And all that's condensed down to a paragraph.
Yes. Which, to start off, that is currently in litigation.
What, the 115 pages?
Well, the write-up.
The way they wrote the proposition.
On the proposition as it relates to the Constitution, what it requires.
Because it's shady.
Because it does not spell out everything that's in it.
It don't say what it's supposed to say.
Yeah, it doesn't say
According
everything.
to some.
There's a lot.
Allegedly.
115 pages to put in a paragraph is a lot.
It is a lot.
And it does a lot. It's a lot of moving parts.
And what is it?
And so let me tell you how we got here, right? Which I believe in. I believe that we need to revamp our tax structure.
Right.
I have been saying that since I really got into the legislature and I started learning more about our tax system.
Right.
So there are services that we need to have delivered, right? We need police, fire. I mean, all these things, we need all these services.
We need councils on agents.
Councils on agents.
That's right. That's it.
When a disaster happens, we need old folks to be in place.
Right.
I mean, we need government to be in place.
That's right.
And there is a cost.
Right.
It's not free.
That's right.
So we have to pay for it. And what I truly believe is people don't mind paying for services when they can see where the money is going.
That's it.
When people can see where the money.
Items.
All right.
That's
the
it.
tangible deliverables.
Tangible deliverables. That's right. That's right.
When they can see it, they don't mind paying for it.
That's right.
It's when you can't see it. Okay. So I believe in that. So we started off, and the governor wanted to do a whole opening the Constitution. There was a lot of pushback on that. So then we came and we tried to do in 3 weeks.
Right.
A rewrite of the tax structure.
From how long? How many years? 400 years? How many years?
Well, definitely more than 200 for sure.
Right.
Years. And when they created the Constitution, I mean, it took them almost 3 years to actually get it
together. Right.
So for us to try to do this in 3 weeks, less than a month, right before Thanksgiving, right after the election,
right.
Wow, it was too much.
It was too fast.
But this is what's all in here. I'm gonna try to give y'all to the slim version.
Okay, because Senator
not have to pay property taxes. That sounds awfully wonderful. I'm like,
until what's the catch?
Our teachers would get a $2,000 pay raise. Support workers would get $1,000 pay raise.
And after taxes, that's $20. But go ahead.
But here we go. In order to get to those things, right, we're going to have to decouple of something. And these are our fund balances or our savings accounts, right? The budget stabilization fund,
so it's
the
a money grab.
Education fund. We would have to discombobulate those or break them down so they can pay off retirement debt.
Okay.
Pay down.
Not off. Right.
Because retirement won't go away because you steadily have teachers.
Right. Coming on.
That's
right. Teachers are still teaching.
Pay down retirement debt, but then use this money to free up to actually sustain or subsidize the budget.
Okay.
Wow.
We have that's going to move with inventory tax, which is a whole nother thing on a local level.
Right.
We have raised sales taxes from 0.45 to 0.5%.
Right.
And there will be an assessment, and as I was sitting here, I thought about you guys.
Yeah.
On nonprofits and
oh no, we don't like this
churches. And so
I can't say that. We don't like this.
We don't like that.
We don't need any more assessment. We can say that. We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like so and this is a tricky part with that assessment because I thought we had actually taken that component completely out. But what happened was they massaged it down.
A backdoor maneuver.
So if the church is using a facility for the purpose of the mission of that church, then it should not be assessed.
Right.
But let's say it is a apartment complex.
Okay.
Then that becomes questionable, right?
Right.
And now they don't have to pay assessment on that property. But it can now be or could possibly be actually assessed and taxed.
Right.
Now, some argue that if it is used for the upbuilding of the community, then, they believe that it can still be actually a tax write-off. So that has sparked a lot of conversation. I thought about some of the buildings that you guys have.
That's
right.
right.
Some of the property that y'all have.
Oh no,
So
I don't
was
like
wondering-
that.
I was wondering. I said, I wonder how that would actually fall, because everything to me seems like it is for the betterment of our seniors.
Right, it is.
But it all
now they
a matter
wanna-
of interpretation. We know how the law is, right? And so this would become an issue, I think, that could possibly be fought out in the court, where churches, nonprofits could spend time trying to prove that their organization is
Benefiting
actually
the
providing
community.
the service that actually fits their mission.
Wow.
And that has drawn a lot of attention.
Is that because I've seen a lot of the preachers and the pastors on TV in dispute, especially what's the COVID pastor name? What's his name? Spell. Yeah. Oh yeah, he up front. COVID pastor. He not having it.
Yeah,
he's not having
and
it.
he has not changed his position. So that's the skinny version
Right.
of it.
Right.
Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of things that seem to be great. I was like, I'm in favor of doing these things. I would like seniors to not have to pay property tax.
Right.
I would want, our teachers to get a raise, and it'd be $2,000.
Well, can I ask you a question, Senator? Why you guys can't just do those things directly? You want the teachers to get a raise? Okay, legislate to get them a raise. Why has it got to be jammed up into something else, covered up, like ketchup on the hamburger? If I want a cheeseburger, I just want the chicken. Give me my meat, my bread, my cheeseburger. Don't trick me by adding it in the bun. Why? What happened to the legislature just being straight up? We want teacher raises. We want a $2,000 this, and don't go money grabbing some other coffers under the pretense of doing these things, because that's just to make it look good. That's my question.
Well, so and I would say to you that probably was the way that it was sold. Let me tell you, we spent so many hours in those short 3 weeks
I can imagine.
going back and forth, because it was like people
115
like,
pages.
nah, we're not going to do this.
Right.
And so I think at the end of the day, this became the compromise.
Got it.
And it seemed like initially it was a good compromise. I've now heard from some teachers groups saying, well,
They don't
does
want
this
it.
cap me at only being able to get, because now you're putting it in the Constitution.
That's
Right.
correct.
So I mean, all
only
you get
getting
is 2,000.
2,000.
Wow.
And I
Oh
was
no,
like,
That's like
that's a good
dang.
question.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, again,
That sounds like a lot of effort that you guys put in to, instead of let's just tackle the problem and fix it holistically. Let's just go ahead and bring the teacher pay up to the Southern average and stop 1,000 here and 2,000 here.
right,
Because
breaking
after
it up.
taxes, it's not really what you need.
because what we've been doing in the past is we've been subsidizing it with giving them a stipend, right?
Right,
So we've given them a
right.
$2,000 stipend. I think the first year may have been $1,500 to the support workers, and then we bumped it up to $2,000. Then
Right.
$1,000 to the support workers, and so now we say, okay, now we're gonna make it permanent. Well, that sounds good, and we want to pay our teachers,
Right.
But I don't want to cap them
At
this amount.
$2,000.
That's right.
And I don't know if this will actually do this. Is this one of those things where we have to spend more money
Going to the court.
in court to try to prove? And then the other part of this is the locals have to put up an amount, because we'll be freeing up the retirement. So that retirement goes to the locals.
The
So
local
they have
what?
The local school board system.
Oh, okay. Well,
And-
ours is in the hole already.
And so then that comes another issue, because if they cannot, then the state may be on the hook of subsidizing it. And so then that becomes another layer that makes it complicated. And then for parishes that are poor,
Right.
then EBR, then what does that look like for them?
Right.
They do we make sure? How do we ensure that they get that? And that was a great
Right.
debate about that as well.
Wow.
So, Senator, what is your final stance? Because I'm big on social media. I see the little flyers. What's your thoughts? I wanted to hear the explanation of those. Now I know in my mind, when I go behind the curtain, what I'm gonna do. What is the best suggestion for our seniors? Because they on here asking you. So what we voting?
Right.
What is your say? Yes.
So
No. No.
which direction do we go?
Right.
So I think that I think that my explanation nation kind of leans towards the direction of where you need to go.
Right.
And I heard a pastor say this just Sunday. If the amendment is unclear about what it attempts to do, then it is unclear
know what to do.
on how I need to vote.
That's it. I like that.
And I was like, you know what? I will adopt that philosophy.
I like that.
And I said, before I was even elected, that was how I absolutely operated. If I went and I read it and it didn't make sense to me, or I didn't understand it, then I voted no.
That's right. That's right.
And I would say to people, you know, I need everybody listening. So I really want to say this in the camera. Am I sitting where they can really see?
Right.
Okay. I need everybody to be so engaged in this arena, in our political environment at this time.
That's right.
Because what's happening, like I said early on, is not something that we cannot overcome and will overcome. I believe that we will. But we have a role to play. You cannot call me all the time expecting me to fix the problem by myself.
Right.
Because I can't.
Right.
But we can elect people that can work with me, that I can work with, that we can work with, that actually vote in your interest. And so I am saying to everybody, from Congress all the way down to school board and your council members, make sure you know, A, who they are. That's number one.
Right.
Make sure they know who you are. That's number two. And you call them.
Right.
You write them, you send them a message, you let them know. If you see something happening that you don't agree, let them know. Right now, so much is happening in D.C. and the president is doing a lot, but he cannot do that just on his own. That, again, going back to the three branches of government, the legislative branch has a role, and they are going to, at some point, step up. And do what they need to do.
That's right.
But they need to hear from their constituents, their voters. They need to hear from you. You need to call them. I have called them. And I have said, and I know they know who I am, but I've called them and said, hey, I want you to protect education. I want you to protect the Social Security. I want you to protect Medicare. I want you to protect Medicaid. And that's all you need to say. And you need to leave your name and phone number so they can look and see that you are a registered voter.
Right.
And that goes for everybody, including me.
Right.
Hold people accountable.
So what you're saying is it's time for us to get engaged. It's time to activate the great army. It's time for us to get engaged. And not just on national, but on local. Particularly what's going on with the council and with us and with this new administration and with all the things about, taking money from our millages. It's time for us to get engaged and have our voices heard. And call the people. And then, Senator, moving forward, how about we, meaning folks like you, not me, how about we start, vetting and grooming who's up next? Ooh. So we don't just get stuck with poor choices, right? And everybody, even though you may want to offer yourself for public service, that might not be what you're good at.
Or it may not be your time.
It might not be your time.
You may have to go through a little grooming.
A little grooming and a little growing.
Because
and the old folks used to say, and my mama and them for sure, where you come from, who is your people, and what have you done for this community to want to represent me?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you don't have no skin in the game, I don't want you to be my quarterback. You got to have some skin in the game.
And that's what they did. And those are the things that we do need to go back to. As I watch the movie Selma, because there are some things that we're always going to have, right? In our community, with our people. But what they did have was leadership, and they said, no, you need to go do this and go work on over here.
Right.
And when you finish working over here, we'll see how you work doing this work,
and then come over here
and see whether or not you ready to be elevated to do greater work.
Well,
that's great.
Now there is no starting from the beginning. You don't want to run for Metro Council. You want to wake up and be the senator. Or you want to wake up from working at your job at Waffle House and be the congressman. There's some steps in between that you're missing because all of those things are ways to educate you.
That's right.
Or even if you're not in the political office, go work for one of the state, go work for the House, go work for the Senate, go work for the governor's office so you can learn, the moving parts behind the scenes.
Because it
ain't all pretty, huh?
No, it's not. It's a lot. As a matter of fact, in these latter years, I would say, because actually next month will make 20 years for me.
Okay. And then you run for mayor, huh?
Put it all out there.
I done knocked her out the chair.
Yes.
What y'all think about that? Senator Barrow for mayor. What y'all think about that? She gonna kill me.
I would say though, in all honesty, you know, there's so much at stake.
Sure.
Our young people are looking for guidance, and let me tell you, we have some great young people out there, guys.
We do.
They need guidance, they need structure, they need
Some
direction,
grooming.
and
Yeah.
we need to groom them.
Yeah.
And I would say to you, we need to go back to that because
Right.
that worked, right?
Yep.
The Dick Turnley.
That's it.
Joe Delpit.
That's right. Mr. Leandrew Belden.
Her building, right?
That's
I
it.
mean, so all these people who laid the groundwork that all of us are walking on. We are walking on the
That's
shoulder.
right.
Your
That's
mom, right?
Right.
The judge. Now I'm calling her
The
judge.
judge.
Who actually really set into place and fought against the racism, fought against the
Right.
system, and actually changed the law that
Right.
we are all now benefiting from.
Right. That's right.
So
that's right.
But that's what happened.
And I think we've
it can
gotten
be
away
done.
from the mentality of, you know, when you arrive, we've gotten to the position where we want to arrive and drive the big cars. But when you arrive, you're supposed to turn around and make sure somebody come with you. You're supposed to reach back and pull some other people up. And I think we've gotten away from that.
We've gotten away from
within
that.
our community.
Yes, we
And
have.
who better to teach us that and remind us than the seniors, right? Because everything that we get to do is because they did it before us.
That's
you know, they laid the groundwork. They set the
did.
precedent, right?
They
And
did.
people like to say, "Oh, I stand on your shoulders," but do we know what that really means?
And do we actually walk
And
that
do
out?
we live it?
Yeah. So do we walk it out, right?
Right,
So do
that's
we
right.
actually live it? And we need to start holding people
Oh, somebody
accountable.
say we would love to have RB for mayor. Yes, indeed. Y'all seniors, y'all come up with the somebody say you don't want to wake up as a football coach and be mayor. Look, let me tell you, and you know, I always learn good intentions can be a bad invention. 'Cause I believe he has great intentions, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna pan out like you think it will be. And so we need some folks that's ready to take up the mantle and go fight for us.
Yes.
'Cause right now representation is lacking.
And some of that we have to take ownership for, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you know, I say this and I start singing it, and I'm started singing it more because I'm a part of that too. We dropped the ball.
Okay. All right.
We dropped the ball. So because we dropped the ball, then we take ownership for that.
Right.
Because we should have been creating that pipeline,
Yeah.
what it looks like, and preparing folks and making sure that, you know, I read this quote the other day: a good leader doesn't just make sure that things are taken care of in the now, in the now, but they make sure that they're preparing for the
future. That's right.
And I
That's
like,
it.
you know what?
That's it.
Check, Regina.
That's it. That's
you need to make
it.
sure that you can check that box off.
That's it.
Yes.
Senator Barrett, we're gonna take a couple of calls because we got some Bath and Body Work wallflower things we want to give away. We got some smart light bulbs. We got an air fryer we want to give away, and so we want to spend the last couple of minutes of this show giving away some stuff. So
Air
Trudy,
fryer. Who wants to win the air fryer?
who wants to win the air
how do you
fryer?
win? How do
You gotta cut the sound back up, and we're gonna let them speak to Senator.
Okay.
Thank you for calling Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and our special guest, Senator Regina Barrow. Who are we speaking with?
Hello.
Hello. Who are we speaking with?
This is Barbara Berry.
Oh, hi, Miss Barry. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very
Do you
much.
have a question for our great Senator Barrow?
Or a comment?
Or a comment? Or a
Give her
comment,
a
yes, ma'am.
compliment
Okay.
on the information that she gave us. She's very thorough, and I just love the way she explained those amendments.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Barry, how about, do you have the Wi-Fi intelligent smart light bulbs? You put these in, look, it'll run your whole house through the light bulb. So we're going to give you some of those.
They change colors.
And they change colors and they do all kind of stuff. You can turn your master bedroom into a club if you so desire. You can do whatever you want to do, but we want to give you these, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations,
And you can
Barry.
pick it up from the Lotus Center tomorrow after lunchtime. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and our good old Senator Regina Ashford Barrow. Who are we speaking with?
This Miss Iona. Hello.
Hi, Miss Iona. How you doing?
I got in.
I
Hey.
know. Welcome in to the Lotus Zone. Do you have a question or a comment?
I just love Miss Regina. Thank you for all that you do for us and everything. God bless you.
Yes, we love her too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I love you and I love you guys. Oh, okay.
Yes.
She say she love you guys. And look, Miss Iona, we're gonna give you the strawberry melon Bath and Body Works wallflowers to go in your wall at home, and it's gonna make your house smell like a field of gardens and strawberry shortcake and all that great stuff.
I love strawberries.
Oh, great.
All right, you can pick it up tomorrow, okay? All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Which place?
The Lotus Center, 1701 Main Street.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Someone asked about the number. The number is 225-330-4948. Let's take another caller. Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and the Senator who we're speaking with.
Sandy, Andre Pond.
Say it one more time.
Sandy.
Oh, hi, Miss Sandy. How you doing?
Great. How are y'all doing?
Doing fine. Do you go to one of our senior centers?
I go to the Central Center.
Oh, Central in the house. Okay.
I go meet friends there. I just love it. We go have lunch there.
Okay.
A couple times a week, and we just love Miss Velveeta and Julie.
Okay. Do you have a question or a comment for the senator?
I thank you for all the great information that he gave us today, especially the Social Security changes.
Okay.
All right, look, we got some Bath and Body Works wallflower for you too, for your house, fresh and clean. Your house is gonna smell fresh and clean, even if you don't clean up. It's gonna smell fresh and clean. So we want to thank you for calling in. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Now, seniors, it's important to know to log in and watch our show on Lotus Zone every Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Miss Linda Rubens is watching. She goes to the Jules J. Newman Community Center, and she is watching on YouTube, Senator. My seniors is high tech. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're also on our website. We streaming all over the place. All right?
Awesome.
Come on. Senator, you can feel free anytime you want to come and use this studio. It'll be on the camera, however you want to do it.
Okay.
Hello, thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy and the good old senator.
Cut your sound down.
Who we're speaking with?
I did. This is Sandy Pressburg. I go to Dumas House. I've talked to y'all before.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Miss Sandra?
I'm doing great, and I'm really glad to see these important issues being addressed today. I have been paying close attention with so much information.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say I really, really appreciate that you can go back and listen to each one of these programs again, and you can listen to it 2 or 3 times, that segment, and understand what she's saying. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Sandy.
Senator Barrow says, thank you so much, Miss Sandy. And let me tell you, we have also for you the fresh and clean Bath and Body Works flower wall plugs for your house. And thank you for reminding us that we can go back. Now listen, I do also want to give everybody, if you live in Senator Barrow's district, you can reach out to her legislative office if you have a question. What's that number, Senator?
They can call me at 225-359-9400 or 225-342-0752. I forgot to mention that Election Day is Saturday, March 29th, but early voting has already started and ends this Saturday.
Okay.
Don't allow anything to stop you from voting. I need everybody to go vote and make sure everybody in your house and your family go vote. Make sure that you create a network.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Sandy. And you can pick up, or we'll probably send yours to you at the Dumas House over with the van, okay?
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you all, look, we're going to wrap up. And we're gonna give Trudy. Let's give one away for on YouTube, and let's give something away. Senator Barrow, we're gonna get it. Senator Barrow is gonna get an air fryer away. Let's pick somebody. Look up there and pick somebody.
Oh my God.
Look up there and pick somebody, Senator.
Okay. We are going to choose Laura Bowman.
Laura Bowman, you just won this air fryer, and Senator Barrow picked your name, and you will get it. You can pick it up tomorrow. You can see it on the screen. You can pick it up tomorroh afternoon at the Lotus Center. Thank you so much, seniors. I'm going to be sending you out a little message tomorrow as it relates to the millage and a little explanation on that before we get ready to go to the Metro Council. But we want to thank Senator Barrow, Mr. Rico Thomas, and Alicia Alice from the Farmers Market for coming in today. And we're going to do more of this. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. If you need us, you know how to get us. Call on Trudy phone 225, or you call the main office 923-8000, or you know the website. And God bless and Godspeed. Thank you all for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're out.